In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA bets for Thursday, March 6th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Thursday, March 6th NBA slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 9.45 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we grow to a much broader audience. All right. Now, speaking of that Patreon here, if you guys want to sign up for the March Madness futures and for the NBA's finals futures, it is already out. You need to click on that link provided down below. Get connected with this community. Get signed up. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Experts to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into this. In Kia Center here, we have the Orlando Magic 29-34 going up against the Chicago Bulls here 24-38. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, Magic home favorites yet again, minus 285 on the money line with the comeback of the Bulls at a plus 225. Point spread at a 7.5 yet again. Total points here 219.5. Full public bet percentage here, 81% of the bets, 80% of the money all over Orlando. For the point spread, 57% of the bets, 60% of the money towards Chicago to cover, and for the total points, 92% of the bets, 88% of the money towards the over of 219.5. All right, so we have point spread is more public than money line. It's not too concerning. If it was both sides, money line and point spread, but this is about regular here. But with these two teams facing each other, looking at the injury report here, starting off with the Chicago Bulls, we have a lot of game time decisions. We need confirmation on these guys. Patrick Williams, Kevin Huerter, Nikola Vucevic, Lonzo Ball, and especially Josh Giddey, all game time decision. Orlando Magic, Cole Anthony, game time decision. Jalen Suggs out for the year, and Moritz Wagner out for the year. So the major issue here for the Magic, that's why they're on this big losing streak here of 4 games, being without Jalen Suggs over there. He was their like glue guy, and then now Cole Anthony being questionable here, that they don't really have a true point guard at this spot. They're filling in with Anthony Black here, and you would expect Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner to be enough here, but it has not been the answer. And unless it's a really bottom feeder of a team like Washington, this Magic team has struggled. They lost back-to-back games against Toronto. It's understandable you lose against Golden State and Cleveland, but the other 2 games were absolutely embarrassing here. And it's shocking to see the Bulls in the last 5 games they beat and were able to beat the Toronto Raptors in the last 5 games. So looking at these two, they've already faced twice already. This is the third and final matchup. The first game went to the Bulls as underdogs. They covered the 5.5 and they went under 227. The second game was Magic at home. They covered the minus 9.5 and it went over 224.5. For this game here, I'm going to be leaning with the Chicago Bulls with the points. All right. Bulls has still been feisty team here, especially with Josh Giddey. Hopefully we get some positive news about Vucevic, but the Magic team here, I cannot trust at all. Those 2 back-to-back performances against the Toronto Raptors, this is kind of what you are right now, all right? You had a shaky beginning of the year with injuries, shaky finish to the season now in the second half of the year. And I got to call a spade a spade. Very similarly to the LA Clippers. The Clippers they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games as well. You expect them to turn around. They give them these very good lines or too high of a line, and they continue to falter. Those Clippers just gave up a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. These Orlando Magic here, I cannot trust them, especially offensively. That's one of their main issues. They really have no true three-point shooters, no one that can set them apart. This is a two-point shooting team here, and it continues to hurt them time in, time out. Chicago Bulls have some guys that can knock down some threes. Give me the points with the Bulls. Plus 7.5 for the over-under here. I'm going to lean slightly towards the 219 over. Between these two teams, I think Chicago can put up a very solid effort here. Chicago defensively does give up a lot of points as well, but at least I've seen Bulls put the ball in the basket here. 117, 112, 125, 117, and 142. So they've been able to score and put up a big number. Orlando's probably going to be forced to play some catch up here, and I like the over of 219.5. In State Farm Arena here, we have the Atlanta Hawks 28-34 going up against the Indiana Pacers 35-25. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the Pacers road favorites minus 140 on the money line with the comeback of the Hawks at a plus 115. Point spread very modest here at a 2.5. Total points at 246.5. Public bet percentage here, 70% of the bets and money all over the Pacers. And for the point spread, 79% of the bets, 85% of the money on the Pacers to cover that 2.5. For the total points, 72% of the bets, 80% of the money towards the over 246.5. Very high total here between these two teams, and they tend to play at that high tempo here. So definitely a spot where I love the over. Looking at the injury report here, Indiana Pacers, Ben Mathurin is game time decision. Tyrese Halliburton is a game time decision. Isaiah Jackson is out for the year. For the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young is a game time decision. Vic Ketchry is out. Daquan Plowden is a game time decision. Laurie Nance is out. And Jalen Johnson is out for the year. All right. So for these two teams here, they've already played earlier in the season. That was February 1st. That was a big total there, 127 to 132. That was Pacers on the money line. Hawks covered the 9.5, and it went over 251.5. They've adjusted the total here at 246.5, and they've gone over this number 4 out of the last 5 games. When you see these two teams match up, the over tends to hit at a very high rate. All right, so give me the over for the Pacers and Hawks. That's going to be our number one play. For who's going to win, that's going to be, I'm going to lean towards the Pacers in this one, all right? Pacers have been absolutely red hot, beating Houston, Chicago, and Toronto in 3 out of the last 5 games. Hawks have been very up and down, but this is a team here in the Pacers that do not want to get in their way at this current moment here. Give me the Pacers on the money line. We'll stay away from the point spread, but our number one play is the over. Just take the over in this game of 246.5. Next up in TD Garden here, we have the Boston Celtics 44-18 going against the Philadelphia 76ers 21-40. Looking at the current odds for this matchup, Celtics big home favorites minus 1,000 on the money line with the comeback of the 76ers at a plus 625. Point spread at a 14.5. Total points at 222.5. Full game public bet percentage here, 95% of the bets, 87% of the money all over Boston. For the point spread, 75% of the bets, 82% of the money all over Boston to cover. And for the total points, 93% of the bets, 84% of the money towards the over 222.5. All right, looking at these injury reports here for the Philadelphia 76ers, they have major outs here. No Kyle Lowry, no Tyrese Maxey. Justin Edwards is a game time decision. Paul George is a game time decision. Joel Embiid is out for the year. All right, so this is going to be a team here with Paul George, Quentin Grimes, and a bunch of bums here. Yabusele. So sure, 76ers, yeah, this is really bad for them here. Celtics, on the other hand, Kristaps Porzingis is out. We'll see if it changes in the morning, because I know Tatum's sat, but we'll see if he's gonna sit in this game against the 76ers. So take with a grain of salt with the Boston Celtics, ins or outs. Definitely wait for the first practice in the morning, okay? These guys most likely might go towards a questionable in this spot. They knew they had a back-to-back, so they sat one or sat a couple. They definitely sat Tatum, and then we'll see if they're going to give it a go here in the 76ers game here. 76ers come off rest, all right? Different situation with the Boston Celtics. You definitely have to pay attention to that, all right? So looking at this here, these two teams have already played 3 times this year. This is the 4th and final matchup. The first game went towards Philadelphia. Second game went to Boston, and the next game went to Boston. All these games have gone over the current total of 222.5. So this is surprisingly low total for a reason. All these other totals were 232, 228, 228 again, and they brought it down to 222.5. This particular spot here, I'm probably expecting some of these starters like Tatum to probably be back in this one. And this starting five for the 76ers is absolutely embarrassing. I expect a huge number from, a huge blowout here from the Celtics. So I'm going to go Celtics to cover the 14.5. And for the total, I'm going to go against the grain. This is where you separate yourselves and get away from the chalk. I'm going to go under 222.5. I do not like the 76ers to put up enough points for this total to go over. So you can also play it as Sixers team total under, and you can play it as Celtics team total over as well to be a little bit creative there. In Barclays Center here, we have the Brooklyn Nets 21-40 going against the Golden State Warriors 34-28. Looking at the odds here, Warriors road favorites -450 on the money line with a comeback of the Nets at a +340. Point spread at a 9.5. Total points at 224.5. Public bet percentage here, 95% of the bets, 93% of the money all over the Warriors. For the point spread, 87% of the bets, 94% of the money towards the Warriors to cover. And for the total points, 93% of the bets, 94% of the money towards the over 224.5. Looking at the injury report here for the Golden State Warriors, Gary Payton II is a game time decision. Jonathan Kuminga is out. For the Brooklyn Nets, Noah Clowney is out. So these two teams have already played earlier this season. That was a 8-point win. Yes, 8-point win by the Brooklyn Nets in Golden State Warriors home. That was an impressive win. They covered the money line +600, covered the line at a +13.5, and it went over 224.5. We have a same total here in this spot here at 224 yet again. What I'm liking here in this spot is for this Brooklyn Nets team here to have Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas back in the forefront here. And this is when usually this offense is very, very potent and the Nets become very, very competitive. So we have a whole lot of chalk here on the Golden State Warriors side, but I like the competitiveness of the Brooklyn Nets team with Cam Thomas and Cam Johnson. So give me the over on the total. That's going to be our number one play here. I expect another high scoring environment. That's what we saw in that first matchup. And Cam Thomas scored 23 points in that game. And I like the point spread in this one at a +9.5. In Smoothie King Center here, we have the New Orleans Pelicans 17-45 going against the Houston Rockets 37-25. Looking at the odds here, we have the Rockets as road favorites -190 on the money line with a comeback of the Pelicans at a +155. Point spread at 4.5. Total points at 228.5. Public bet percentage here, 78% of the bets, 89% of the money all over the Houston Rockets. For the point spread, 74% of the bets, 85% of the money all over the Houston Rockets to cover that 4.5. And for the total points, 88% of the bets and money towards this over 228.5. We're looking at the injury report here for both of these teams. We're going to head over here. Injury report, kicking off things with the Houston Rockets. They have some slight issues here. It's mainly at the point guard position. Fred VanVleet is going to be out of this game yet again. He's missing another game. If we're looking at, let's see, Fred VanVleet. Let me see. Rockets record. So. All right, so this team here, without Fred VanVleet, their leader, has been but definitely under 500. He's their glue guy. He's their leader. He's their veteran presence on this very young roster. They need Fred VanVleet. In the games he's missed this year, he's missed 16 games. They are 7-9. This Rockets team becomes very vulnerable here. Going up against any competition when they're without Fred VanVleet. So that's a big loss there. New Orleans Pelicans, Brandon Boston is out. Herbert Jones is out for the year. And DeJounte Murray is out for the year. The positive with these New Orleans Pelicans here is the resurgence of Zion Williamson. He's finally healthy and he's getting things going. He had a phenomenal game against the Lakers. It was just too much firepower on the other side. With this Rockets team, it's a little bit different. Plus, they've already faced twice already. The their third matchup here. In the first game, it was Rockets on the money line, Rockets to cover the 9.5 in the over 219. The next game was again another Rockets money line, another Rockets win and cover in the over 221.5. So that's 2 games in a row of a cover and an over here. This particular matchup in New Orleans, I like the New Orleans Pelicans here to fight back. Give me the Pelicans with the plus 4.5. All right, they definitely have an opportunity to upset this Rockets team that is worse on the road. If we're looking at their road record, 17-14, they're much better at home. They're like 10 games over 500 at home. So this is a more vulnerable team here. And for the total, we're going to go under 228.5 on this total in this spot here. Last but not least here in crypto.com arena here, we have the LA Lakers 39-21 going against the New York Knicks 40-21. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, Lakers home favorites at minus 155 on the money line with the comeback of the New York Knicks at plus 125. Point spread at a 3.5. Total points at 228.5. Looking at the public bet percentage, 89% of the bets, 87% of the money all over the Lakers. For the point spread, 93% of the bets, 96% of the money all over the Lakers to cover. And for the total points, 90% of the bets, 77% of the money on the over 228.5. All right, looking at the injury report here for these two teams. For the Knicks, Precious Achiuwa is a game time decision. Mitchell Robinson is a game time decision. OG Anunoby is a game time decision as well. And Ariel Hawkporty is going to be out of this game. All right, hopefully we should get Karl-Anthony Towns. He's not on his injury report, so he should be back here for the Knicks. He missed the previous game against the Golden State Warriors. For the LA Lakers, Jordan Goodwin is going to be a game-time decision. Markieff Morris is out. Austin Reeves is a game-time decision. LeBron James is a game-time decision. And Luka Doncic is a game-time decision. So we could get the trio here back into full effect. LeBron and Luka always game-time decisions here. But Austin Reeves is the one that was injured, and he's trending towards coming back very, very soon. All right, so that's going to be a formidable force here for the Red Hot Lakers. We're on a 7-game winning streak right here. Knicks had a little bit of a hot streak against Philly, Memphis, and Miami, and then got blown out by the Golden State Warriors, and they lost to the Boston Celtics as well. So very interesting spot here. They already played earlier this season, and that was the Lakers as big underdogs. They won on the money line at plus 400, covered the plus 11.5, and the total went over to 26.5. This one here, I like the under in this total of 228.5. We already know that this Lakers team, the last 20 plus games, has been the number 1 defense in the league, and that's what they're really winning on, besides the fact that they have a very electric offense between LeBron and Luka Doncic. A very formidable team here. And the struggles with the Knicks here, they struggle in half-court offense here, and once you take out Jalen Brunson, there's big question marks. The only way for the Knicks to have opportunity, they're going to need a big game for Karl-Anthony Towns. That's the way that they can take advantage of some of the size issues that the Lakers have. But across the board here, I'm going to be going all over for the Lakers to continue this winning streak. Too many question marks for the Knicks, especially when they go up against over 500 teams. They're well below 500 in that department as well. So give me the Lakers on the money line and give me the under 228.5. Those are going to be our selections for the Thursday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We can definitely debate about that down below. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, get connected, click on that link provided down below in the description section. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes up 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.